Welcome back, everybody. Episode 31 of Late Night Chat.
Welcome back.
Jay's fucking laughing already.
Well, hey, you're telling me I can't text. I'm just trying to get people on the horn.
I was trying to give you the call sign that we're about to go live, like we're about to start.
Once it faded out.
I'm a professional.
Yeah, I know. You're a ball breaker. It's all good, bro.
People at home will finally get to see all this bullshit now. We'll see who the real pain in the ass is. You.
Distractions and everything. That they wonder why I can't focus on anything. No?
Hey, eyes over here. I'm like a woman, like when they say, "Hey, eyes up here."
Oh man, this hillbilly.
So welcome back, everyone. I hope you're enjoying the new format. This is our, I think the first release of the YouTube video. We don't really know what the fuck we're doing, so it was a little rough.
It's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm learning. We're learning as we go, kind of like we did with this podcast thing. I mean, at least at the start, we knew kind of how to do that, but with YouTube, it's like a whole other thing for me. Like, I really don't know, first thing about YouTube.
I was getting an hour tutorial from my nephew, which was funny because you thinking a 14-year-old's going to tell you more shit than you already know. Oh shit, there's a drive-by.
Police are coming. I don't know if you guys picked up on that, but yeah, basically, I'm sure you did. That was the sound of the police in the background.
You could hear that from a mile away.
Yeah.
I think it was, yeah. But yeah, so where were we at there? You threw me off track with that fucking siren.
We're basically saying about, like, we don't know anything about YouTube. We don't know shit about YouTube.
I had to get my nephew to figure it out. And not figure it out, but he gave me some pointers and little things. And,
right.
It's something that they learn. It's something they pick up on. It's something that they, they know what to look at when they're watching, when they're browsing, really, to be honest with you. It's just stuff that they pick up on and stuff that
I mean, I'm not new to watching things on YouTube.
No, but
far from it, but
the marketing and a new situation, like what catches his eye, he's good at that. What catches his eye,
right?
And what he should put on there to catch people's eye. I found that when he was talking to me, it was pretty informative. To be honest with you.
Your other nephew jumped straight on the comments. Here's the thing I was going to mention about it though.
He can't reply back or something. There's something about.
Oh really? Because I sent him a reply. I was kind of trying to get like a dialogue going with him, but
see, the oldest one there, Jaden, was telling me that. You can't when you're an underage account.
Oh, okay.
Anything that has swearing or any of that content, YouTube tends to not allow them to talk.
They don't want you
to
take part in that kind of stuff.
Well, they don't let them write back, or you can't see what they've written. Apparently, you can't see if they're underage. You can't see what they're written. Because.
Well, it's good that they have things like that set up.
Well,
then, yeah,
that's what I mean because you don't know who you're chatting with. And,
sure.
People. I don't know. He was trying to explain it to me, and it did make sense in the sense that. They because he's underage and our account is an overage, like over 18.
Yeah,
right?
He didn't actually even see our reply.
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if he's seen it. He must have seen it, but I don't know if he could reply back.
Right.
That's the thing.
Well, yeah.
Unless he's been using another account, because I know he's got like 3 accounts out there.
Right.
And I think one of them is set up for overage.
What I was trying to get at, though, is that, even though it's like close family members and stuff, like there's a couple people that have already responded to the YouTube video who have never really commented on the podcast.
Yeah, which is weird because they're all...
So that's what I mean. It's opening up a new kind of avenue of different listeners, people that are just mostly on YouTube. And it gives you guys the option, too, at home that are... you may be fans of the podcast, but you may prefer... to watch us on YouTube. You know what I mean? Like, you may have never listened to the podcast, but you'd rather watch YouTube. Then you have that. Now you have options. The more options, the better. And that's what we've always tried to do for you guys, is make it easier. Like, with the show notes to, like, different platforms that we're trying to go on now with YouTube. You know what I mean? Like, maybe one day even putting it on another listening platform, like a Spotify or an iTunes or something like that, once we clean up our content a bit, right? So
I don't know how much we have to clean up our content.
No, I mean, but like with the music and this kind of thing, right? Yeah. Like, and which is something
get permissions,
right?
For YouTube.
That's what I mean. So
there's so much rules that you were saying. I couldn't believe how much it was.
Yeah, so it's like a whole new world for me. Like, and so you guys at home that may be watching this YouTube video, stick with us because we're gonna be, we
might fuck up here and there.
Yeah, like for instance, this past week we put out 2 separate videos instead of one because I'm still learning how to merge and work.
Put them all in one.
Yeah, edit the videos together. I obviously didn't know about the space on devices that videos take up, like how much actual data it takes up as a result of the video files, right? So
the type of phone you have doesn't support SD cards. I don't know why you would want to have a phone that doesn't support an SD card.
Yeah,
I could never figure that out with people. But I won't have to mention what kind of phone that is. I'm pretty sure everybody else knows what kind of phone that is.
Yeah. Well, no, JT has said a lot today already before we even started the cast. He kind of made a comment earlier about the camera adding 10 pounds to me. So, yeah, I hope I'm looking super fat for you guys at home today.
He went and actually looked. He actually dolled himself up. He went and got himself freshly trimmed.
Yeah, got a haircut. I don't even know I'm wearing a hat.
Since last time.
I got to look cooler now as we're recording this YouTube.
No, you got it, because otherwise nobody's gonna want to watch.
Bro, I gotta stay in touch with the youth.
He looks young. He looks young. When he takes that hat off, he looks as old as me. Like, you see, remember that picture on our late night chat? That's the one he looks like.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, basically, stick with us, guys. We're working this shit out. We're learning as we go with this YouTube thing. It is an exciting new world for us, now.
I'm working on wheel and dealing the computer. Hopefully, I could get the computer deal going.
Yeah.
My dad doesn't screw it up for me.
We also got a new Instagram account. It's awesome. At Late Night Chat Network, so all that's just one word.
Yeah.
So check us out on Instagram. We're actually trying to make an effort. Me, Christine, who's on the Weekly Wine Comic Time podcast, as well as JT, we're all kind of posting different types of content on there. So no matter what you're kind of into, hopefully you'll find something interesting on that page. Not just like when our shows go up, but we're also trying to throw out a little extra, extra things as they kind of come along.
Keep checking out that Lambeau Cup.
The Lambeau Cup page,
that Instagram page, because that one went nuts. That I had a great time.
Jay, I must say, the fucking content of you.
I love the video. And Niko doesn't want me to look at you guys, but you know what? I can't help it, man. There's something with
you just got to remember there's two different mediums that we're kind of, giving to now. We can't just forget our listeners on SoundCloud and our podcast.
They can hear us, dude. They can hear us. They can hear us and see us now. That's the point.
Yeah. You can see you whoring yourself out.
Yeah. Exactly. I don't know why, but the camera does something. It's the light. Maybe it feels like it's daytime or something. I don't know. Trust me, dude. I really don't know.
I liked that comment though, like your nephew said about how, it's called Late Night Chat, but it looks kind of braided there. I was like, that's a good point. Well done.
We should have just told them it was a backdrop.
Right.
We just, it was a shiny backdrop.
Yeah, it was our lighting.
Yeah, with the lighting fucked up on us.
Yeah.
Because somebody had to be home at a certain time, and we aren't going to mention any names. But it's always
maybe a guest.
Yeah, it's always great having him on the show, and you know who you are.
We had a ton of laughs, man. I don't know if that was entertaining for anybody else to watch, but it was fun for us, man. Recording that, the first time recording that at the same time.
Niko get mad at me was the greatest. Rewatching it was the greatest feeling.
Did you end up watching the whole video now?
Yeah. It was hilarious, and to be honest with you, I mean, okay, I skipped through a few things that I knew were going to be just us doing nothing, talking, and me when I got quiet there for a little bit near the end, but no, I told you I was having some pain in my tooth there that was just driving me up the fucking wall.
That was a bad timing.
It just kept driving me nuts, and it kept throbbing. And I was like, fuck, man. And I know I wanted to talk. You guys had your thing going on anyways with the wrestling and all.
But your video that you put up, if anybody's not following the Lambeau Cup Instagram, now it's another Instagram account associated with the Late Night Chat. That is, we've talked about it on the show before, but that is the actual replica of the Stanley Cup that we've used for our family hockey pool the last, several years now. I think we had the cup, right?
Yeah. It's been quite a long time.
So we just made an account for it where the winners of the cup can actually go around and do the world tour with the cup, essentially like the players would do. It's just a little fun thing to keep up the tradition. It's named after it's dedicated to Bo Mullins, who used to be part of the hockey pool as well, and that's why it's called the Lambeau Cup.
Posted up there so you guys don't break my balls about me having my my Montreal jumpy on one piece on,
I was really upset about that. The fact that you put that picture
I had to do it. You know what? I had to, and they didn't make the playoffs and all that. So I was like, you know what? Let's just add insult to injury. I won the cup. I took their money, and now let's put an Instagram page with me in the Montreal one piece. Tell me that's not classic. And they were breaking my balls. Mr. Peter Mullins was breaking my balls, and he's gonna he's gonna understand where that cup's gonna go. That cup stayed in one spot, and you know what? I think he's dusting it too much or whatever in that basement. Put some scratches on the side of it,
but
because it looks like they didn't use a fiber-free cloth,
right?
So it kind of tried to buff out some of the scratches the other day when it was going for its ride in the Mercedes-Benz.
Yeah, so Jay put up some great content on the Lambeau Cup Instagram. It's LAMBEAU Cup, the Instagram account, so check that out. The funniest was a video that he actually put up. You might actually need to repost that to the Late Night Chat Network.
Oh, yeah.
The best video, I think the best thing Jay's ever done, including things on this podcast. He went through a drive-through with the fucking Stanley Cup, and then he said to the drive-through person, "Yeah, I'm just with Lord Stanley here." What did you fucking say?
I said Lord Stanley, and then I went to Miss Stanley for a second. I don't know why.
Meanwhile, the cup's in the back.
Yeah, it's in the back seat. I said I was going for a ride around.
You're like, hey, I got the Stanley Cup. And she's like, oh, yeah.
Those poor people, man, up in that hillbilly Angus, they must have thought I was
was it an Angus one? I didn't know. I thought that was like the one that you usually go to in the city.
No.
Oh,
they would have thought I was even weirder.
They were humoring you so well, though. They're just like, oh, yeah, that's great.
I think they thought I was slow. I think they thought there was something wrong with me.
Because you got a coffee for the cup, right? Is that what you asked for? You need to get a coffee for the Stanley Cup or something?
No, I said the cup wouldn't buy me one, just like all my girlfriends. Nobody buys me a coffee, right? That's what she didn't buy me one in the back seat.
Bro, that was the funniest thing I've seen in a long time. I woke up to that. Because you did it like in the middle of the night, so I woke up to that shit. I was just like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
I was having a blast, too. It was 2:30 in the morning.
The best was when you drove off, though. You're like, haha, those people must have thought I was fun.
Dude, I would have loved to hear the conversation afterwards. I'm not even joking. The conversation would have been great. I think that those people thought I was...
Too bad we couldn't have fucking had like a microphone set up there to hear what they said, like a fly on the wall. Oh, man.
Recording what they said, like, that guy's messed up. You even, you start up the conversation.
Yeah, I drive. It would have been great if someone drove behind you that we knew, like one of us followed you, and just be like, hey, what the fuck was going on with that guy? He had like a fucking Stanley Cup in the back seat or something, eh?
Well, it was great, man. I just, because I knew I was going to bring it up. They wanted me to bring it up to Bradford and take it for a ride. And, they never seen it, right?
Yeah, then Jay he had like it in a little car that he was driving around in.
That's a little kid's remote. It's a little kid's Power Wheel.
Toys are crazy now, man.
And it's got a remote. My buddy was driving it with his remote control,
yeah.
So we buckled it in, and it was going.
Yeah, so I don't know if there's anything else we had to touch on. The Instagram account, the new YouTube video. What?
I thought you were going to insult me.
Well, yeah, I was going to say you showed up looking very anorexic and disgusting, because you called me fat. Yeah,
Where's the 10 pounds?
I think...
right here. Right here. But yeah, so okay, back to what we were saying.
Your forehead's huge. I was going to say things like that since you insulted me and said I look fat.
But, Niko, everybody knows that, man, out there. You can talk
It's okay, I'm a little chubby, I know that, but it's just like you didn't have to fucking throw, the camera puts on 10 rounds, bro. Like, fuck off.
That's a figure
I was like, are you serious right now? Yeah, I know it's a figure of speech. Don't fucking use it on me on our first YouTube video, though, you asshole. Now I'm going to get all our comments are just going to be flooded on this YouTube video now. Look at this fatso.
You know what? You know what? Look, it must say something for him because he's had a girlfriend for years. And look at me. So, you know what? That's the whole point.
It's my personality.
He's got hair. I'm jealous. That's the whole point. He actually has hair.
It's my personality.
That's what it is.
It's my laugh that's so attractive.
You almost got that coffee all over you.
That would have been good for the video.
It would have been so
yeah, subscribe to the YouTube channel, please.
Yeah, it's awesome, guys.
Even if you don't plan on watching it, just jump on there and give us a subscribe. Also, hit that like button. There's a thumbs up on the videos. If you do that, you actually end up getting more people that are able to kind of see your video. If people interact with your video, all like the schematics and the algorithms with the YouTube, like I don't know how all that shit works, but apparently it helps.
Page. Like when you typed it in on Google, we're on that first
at Late Night Chat. Yeah, there's nothing else really that comes up for Late Night Chat Network. Yeah, absolutely.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, there's other Late Night Chat things. Like if you just put Late Night Chat, we're not going to be first. But if you put Late Night Chat Network, we're like the first hit. So that's good.
That's cool.
So yeah, definitely check us out. Hit subscribe on there and follow our Instagram account. We're slowly kind of getting followers on there. Like I said, all kinds of interesting content. And we'll see what else we have for you guys as time goes on. I mean, we basically... we started this thing out very slow. We didn't know where we were going to go with it. And then slowly, we kind of just implementing more and more things. I mean, we were just let's try this out. Let's try this out. And as long as it's not too much work, we'll have to see how this YouTube editing and uploading, Jay is going to start helping out soon too. Hopefully when he gets set up for that.
I'm hoping I can get this fucking laptop.
Because if he does, then if that's the case, maybe it'll be a little bit easier, because if not, we may even have to consider going back to like a 2-week kind of schedule in terms of the content coming, right?
I get you, because it gets a little draining on your end too, man.
Yeah,
I understand.
We'll see how things go though. That's the other thing. How was this week off? We actually didn't drop a podcast this week for you guys. Weird. I'm sorry to all the podcast listeners that may have been waiting for a new episode this past Wednesday. But for the first time this past week, we decided to push the YouTube channel. And because I was super busy this past week, we figured, let's just push this out. Let's work behind the scenes to make this YouTube thing happen. And let's just kind of put that out on Wednesday instead of the new SoundCloud episode. So hopefully people would be able to check out the YouTube instead. And kind of just as a grand announcement, we launched the Instagram and the YouTube at the same time. And we said, this is kind of our content for the week. So look forward to us again next week on a weekly basis, back to normal, back to business. But
not normal, but business, yeah.
Yeah.
Niko's never normal, guys. And you know that. We've been listening to us for 30 episodes already. He's not normal. Where neither of us are normal.
No.
So, it's just the way it is. But no, yeah, it's weird because it threw me right off last week. I know you were busy, you did your fan expo stuff. And how did that turn out?
It was fun. It was a lot of fun, yeah.
We didn't dress up, guys. Unfortunately,
no.
I tried getting them to dress up. It would have been cool, but...
Me and Christine attended the show, as we usually do. We worked 2 of the 4 days, and we attended the show the other 2 days. So, we worked at a booth for a store that we know there, and we were able to...
save you an entry fee?
Yes.
Yeah. By working there? That's cool, because then that gives you some more time to look around at stuff, obviously, as you can see around here, and you wonder why I get distracted.
Right.
So, but, and it was fun. It was...
Yeah. It's a good time.
But what is there to see there? I've never actually been. I mean, I've seen stuff that she posted on the Instagram page.
All kinds of things. I mean, stuff for whatever you're into. Like, if you're into video games, there's tons of shit for video games set up. If you're into cosplaying, there's lots of people. Like, every day they make an announcement where all, like, the people that are dressed at the show, they meet up and they take pictures together. And there's, like, theme picture things. So, like, if you're into Star Wars and you come as a Star Wars character, chances are there's, like, 30, 40, 50 other fucking Star Wars people there. Yeah. And then they make a meetup time on the con floor where you guys can all meet up and you actually take pictures together as, like... Oh, and if it's worked out well... you get a bunch of different characters. So you get, like, your Han Solos and your Chewbacca. You know what I mean? I'm just using Star Wars as an example. But there's all kinds of things like that. Like, at this point, like, it's all the Marvel movie characters, like, will meet up. And then, sometimes they'll just meet up, like, a mishmash of different characters. And they'll have a parade every day where the people in cosplay, they go up on the another level of the building. Because it's in the convention center downtown here.
Yeah. I've been there for the sex show, never for a fan fiction.
Right. Yeah, that sex show. Yeah, all about sex show or whatever, right? Yeah.
I ran into one of my bosses there, but that's another story.
Oh.
That was awesome.
That's an interesting one, yeah.
That was awesome, yeah. That was pretty cool.
But yeah, I mean, and that's essentially, there's that. There's vendors that you can buy books from and comics and other goods, and there's a whole building full of, mostly washed up stars at this point, or guys that aren't doing as much. Well, there's some, I guess, big stars too, but to consider who you it matters, like, who you think is a big star, right? Like, somebody, like, who was there this year? John Travolta went one day. So if you're into John Travolta, you could have met him and taken a picture, and sometimes they appear at panels. So, like, there's these things called panels where there's a schedule during the show, and in different rooms they set up actual, like, talks. Mm-hmm. So it'll be like, oh, John Travolta, Q&A, and it'll be like, from 4 to 5, and then you have to go to that room and line up, and then if you get in, it's somebody doing a Q&A, taking questions from the audience and answering shit about his career and this kind of thing, and sometimes they usually have somebody that's on stage that interviews them. So, yeah, there's something for everyone. It depends what you're really into, right? Like, so there's so many things going on. You can't obviously do it all. So you really got to plan your kind of day out. But for us now, 2 days at the con, that's good enough. So it's nice to kind of recoup some of our funds back for working. And it's nice to kind of see things from the other side, like being a vendor and kind of, being kind of observing things at the show.
Stealing and stuff like that.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So that's the show. I mean, we had a good time. Like I said, with the Late Night Chat Network Instagram, we've been posting some pictures from the show,
that's
some
where
things.
I noticed a lot of them going up, right?
And so yeah, definitely check that out. But yeah, we took the week off. How was it for you? Because I remember you messaging me during the week saying like, "Bro, I don't know what to do with myself."
I didn't. I was expecting Thursday to come by, and I didn't know what the hell was going on, and I don't know. It just made for a weird week. Right? It threw me off, man. I didn't know which day was which. Like, so I ended up not doing the right. I didn't do a lot of things that week.
Right.
I changed one, like going up to Bradford on a Saturday instead of usually the Friday night. You know what I mean?
Right.
I've been kind of changing up a little bit of my schedule, trying to get, just trying to get things in line.
Yeah, that's good. You've been keeping busy, right?
Well, yeah, and I had to, I did the Instagram page. That was fun. I was setting all that shit up, right?
Yeah, all that Lambeau Cup stuff.
I went from one Instagram account now attached to 3 different ones. Like I'm going, holy fuck, where did I learn how to do all this shit?
I know, you're like a social media master now. I remember you went from like knowing nothing to actually knowing a bunch of things now and having the.
Maybe I could be a social media whore. You could be the content king or the Hollywood whore, and I could be a social media
content
whore.
King. No, but like it's weird because when you texted me that, I had to laugh about it because it was maybe like the day before the first day of the show, or no, I think it was the first day of the show,
yeah,
Thursday. So then I laughed about it, but then like the next day, if you recall, I messaged you and I was like, yeah, you know what? It's kind of weird. I'm actually missing not doing the cast this week now.
You had to talk to yourself for a half hour that night, right?
Right.
Which was probably weird. Like, did you put a picture of me on the screen? So you can pretend that I was there? No?
Yeah, I fucking put out my trade talk that like one person listens to late.
Yeah, this is weird. Eh?
That was the first...
Sitting beside you was kind of throwing me off.
Yeah, dude. Well,
I'm having a hard time looking at you.
Yeah.
Because now they can see the angle of my head.
Yeah, we'll have to see. As this thing grows. I think the setup is working, but it's a little different.
Yeah, it's throwing me off, too. You're talking about things throwing you off. All right, this one's throwing me off because I'm looking at you. This way.
Anyways, I put out Trade Talk late with a show that I do that comes out on Fridays where I talk about like paperback, like book form comic that I read, like a collected comic edition. That was the first stumble in me actually putting out a show late. I put it out on Sunday. I posted it Saturday, but didn't post about it till Sunday.
You're probably exhausted.
I was. But like again, to the 2 listeners that actually listen to that show, sorry about that. But
hey, you know what? At least you got them listening, dude.
Yeah.
At least you got them listening.
But yeah, that happened. And then, it felt weird. And that's why now I'm like, I really want to pull for the weekly shows still, like actually meeting up and recording weekly, because the way I felt, I was like, but then, I think when it's needed, we can do the 2-week thing and cut up the content like we used to do.
If I could get this computer, I could do it if we had those certain weeks, if we can't meet up at the
over the computer. Yeah.
I don't want to get comfortable with that, but you get what I'm saying.
No, I prefer meeting up still.
Because it gives you something to do,
right?
It gives everybody something to do.
Yeah,
you get to yell at me for a few hours instead of getting yelled at by your girlfriend.
Yeah,
and then we're good. Right? It gets the stress off your back. I don't mind being bitched at for a little while.
Right.
Talked down to. No.
So one more piece of news involving the cast. I'm sure you guys are fucking tired of hearing us talk about ourselves.
Hey, we're storytellers.
Yeah, we're gonna get into the content, and we have a special guest called again in a little bit too, as well for you guys. Hopefully,
that'd be nice.
But Jay, you should probably let the listeners know about the initiative that you're kind of putting out there with the epilepsy thing, like the fundraiser. Yeah, maybe kind of let them know about that.
This year
when is your birthday?
It was Facebook on the 9th of September.
Okay.
So this show will be out just before that one.
Okay.
It's the following.
Yeah, I didn't even know when it was.
The
Like, I knew it was
Monday.
coming up, but I didn't know the actual date. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's on the Monday.
Right.
If I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I took those 4 days off, so I said fuck it. I took the long week. Nah, I didn't.
Oh,
take,
good.
I worked the long weekend,
Yeah.
but I took the other 4 days off. I always do on my birthday. Nobody gets me anything at work anyway, so. Or even a cake.
Yeah,
ever.
treat yourself,
10 years,
though.
11 years, dude. I've been there. I don't care if I'm putting it out on here right. I'm hoping I have a sponsor soon that'll help us out. Hopefully, maybe I'll give him a little shout out right now just to get him going. Mr. T Dot on Instagram, and yeah, he's hopefully gonna get me some shirts and some maybe bumper stickers made, man, which will be pretty cool. Hopefully, we can throw out some giveaways and stuff like that to people that listen and
that would be cool.
In, just
that would be cool. Yeah,
I can get it set it up hopefully.
Yeah.
And yeah, but
the fundraiser,
the fundraiser. It was weird because Facebook this year was the first time that they've actually said something like that, and I didn't know you can actually do a fundraiser thing, right?
Yeah, you can. I had another friend
that
did something similar to that, where he said he was going to shave his hair, like he had really long hair, and he's like, "Hey guys, like if you raise this much money, then I'm going to do it." And he did it. Like he raised the money, and he actually shaved off all his hair, so it was a big deal because he grew it for a long time. So it was like
I should let them. I should say I should do it. If
shave
I
your
raise
balls.
Well, I wasn't thinking about that, but okay, dude. If you want to shave my balls, no problem, bro. I know we're getting closer.
Live
time we're
content on the YouTube, bro. Think about it. Content king. Jay
right.
shaves his balls live.
He'll slap them right here on the table for you, man, and that's it, dude.
I'm not shaving them.
No. I thought you were gonna do it.
No. Whoa, hold up.
No, yeah. So, no, I should say I could shave my back and my chest. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
No, I got a lot of hair everywhere.
Like a swimmer.
Yeah, I'll wax it just for live on camera for everybody.
Well, like 40-year-old virgin style, yeah.
That'd be hilarious.
That would be funny.
I'm 39, right? I'll be.
Well, I mean, you gotta top the drive-through. You gotta top the drive-through fucking with the cup now.
I got stuff coming. Don't worry, I got content coming. Don't worry.
But yeah,
there's stuff coming.
So you're raising money for epilepsy.
For epilepsy.
We've talked about it on the show quite a bit, actually.
They're a registered company with Facebook and all that stuff. So
yeah,
I double checked to make sure that it was legit. And they always said that if you have a company there or something that's not registered, to contact them and hopefully get them on the thing. But I just put a pledge out there because I said, what do I need for my birthday this year, man? I'm not greedy. I don't need anything really, So I thought, give it to some people. I mean, I've taken information from them. They help out a lot. Like I said, I'm doing the donation. I just did up to $5. I actually only had it for $250, and then I started getting money, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna put up for $500 to see what I could get them, right? And so it's going up slowly. People are actually donating, which is cool. So I don't know how to share.
Not me.
I want to share. No, Niko doesn't share. Niko doesn't donate.
I don't donate. I said that to Jay. I'm like, Jay, I don't support things like
whatever.
this. Sorry,
it's your thing, right?
It's my thing. I don't support things.
I don't. I mean, I've done it to help my buddy Ronnie out. I've done it to help a few people out, but I've never done anything like this for myself on their behalf, right?
Right.
So it's nice, and I don't know where to post the link. I just know it's on my Facebook page, which I don't know if I could, if I feel like giving. But everybody knows my Facebook page, anyways. It's always connected to the late night chat and stuff. So whoever's on my Facebook,
yeah, or if you can't get to it and you feel strongly about the epilepsy like Jay does, go out today and find that thing on Facebook, and because it is epilepsy month, or
yeah. No, it's not. It's just I chose it for my birthday.
Oh, you just okay? Yeah. Sorry. When is epilepsy month?
I think it's March. If I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
March or October, one of the two.
All right.
They're because they have the Busker Fest. They do it. And it throws me off because they move the dates around, right? So.
Well, it's pretty noble of you, I must say. Kudos to you. That's good. You're not asking for anything this year, but for people to consider maybe throwing this thing at a few bucks.
It's up to them, yeah.
It's not going directly to Jay, so.
Yeah, no. Trust me.
Jay's epilepsy fund.
I understand how people do. People think about it because everybody thinks it's like a GoFundMe this and GoFundMe that. Yeah,
right.
GoFundMe to wash my ass. No, I'm not doing that. I'm doing it for something totally different, and it's not going through me. It's going through. Right through them, right?
Right.
It's just, the link is on my page. That's all, right?
Yeah.
So it works out. and hopefully, people will donate. And like I said, maybe I can try it. I'll try to figure out how to put a link up there, but it's up to anybody out there if they want to do it. If they want to donate, it's for a good cause.
Yeah.
And it helps a lot of people out, man, in the city.
Yeah.
There's quite a few people in the city that have it. You'd be surprised.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
But we'll just check that out and see where it goes from there.
Yeah, that's good, man. That's good. So I watched a couple of movies recently that I figured I would talk a little bit on the cast here.
Okay.
One I've been
better not give one away because
here's the thing. I don't actually want to give any spoilers on this movie. I'm just gonna make a few statements about it. So I went and saw this Midsommar movie. I don't know, it could be still in some selected theaters, but it's been out for more than a month now, so it may have just gone... Like, I went and saw it, it was already a month out at that point. I seen it, like, a couple weeks ago now. So, take a look if you can find it, or if you have other sources to be able to find this movie, maybe somewhere online. It's called Midsommar, Midsommar. What's that?
You're only going to kind of find a camera
right
now.
So there you go.
Trying hard.
I've been trying to get Jay to check out this flick. So this is by the same guy who did the director that did Hereditary. I forgot the director's name. Anyways, but this movie is fucked, man. Like, me and Christine went to see it, and I'm not someone that I don't usually, things I watch don't bother me, even on like a level of like being disturbed by things. I mean, even during this movie, there was a couple of inappropriate parts I was probably laughing in the theater that no one else was laughing at. So like, I don't usually get bothered by stuff. But this movie was like a 2.5 hour film.
Yeah.
When I left the theater, I felt like dirty, man. Like, I felt gross. Like, I was deeply disturbed. Like, this movie, it was just one event after another, and it just weighed on me, bro. By the time I left, no, seriously, me and Christine, like, it was a hot day out. Like, we had maybe plans to do something else after we watched the movie. We walked out of the theater, and we're just like, I'm just gonna go home. Like, I just felt like off, bro. Like, I've never been affected like that. I think watching a film, like, it just did a number on me. Both of us.
I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll have to see if it does the same to me. But
I don't know. I've talked about two other people I know that have seen it.
Yeah.
They didn't feel the same way. They felt it was like a good movie. Let me just put this out there. It was a great movie. Well done movie.
Probably mind fucking like Hereditary too, right?
Here's the thing. With Hereditary, I didn't see where it was going at all.
Okay.
Halfway through this film, I saw the direction some of it was going in, and I guessed it, and I was right. But still seeing the events play out was fucked. Like, the way everything unfolded, and like the visuals, and just like everything about this film. That's why you need to watch it so we can talk about it, because like I need to talk about it in depth with somebody. The start, which was fucked.
No, the start, and like I said, like the trailer. I think
right.
I've seen the trailer for it, and it looks like it's a cult, right? But you want to know something funny before you go on.
Yeah, go on.
That thing actually made me think of something yesterday. Because I watched the preview for that, and it reminded me of like a cult, and this kind of just the way the preview was, right?
Yeah.
And I started listening to last night for some reason. Hotel California came on.
Yeah. Okay.
And for some reason, I think that song's about a cult. Totally off topic there, but
yeah,
this movie, the preview made me look at that song a whole different way. It gave me a whole different perspective on that song.
Well, that's the thing about this movie, and the less you know about it, if you guys haven't seen it, that's why. Like, when we do talk about it, once Jay does see it, and we talk about spoilers, I'll let everyone know, because the less you know about this film going into it, the better it's going to be for you. So I don't really want to say too much, but I will say this. It's one of these movies that's disguised as like a bright, cheery fucking film. Like, nothing's wrong with it. They're in like these environments where you feel safe and like you don't think anything of it.
Yeah.
And then fuck things start happening to the characters in it, and it's just like one horrible thing after another, and like it just weighs on you to the point where at the end of the film, your head's spinning. And you fucking don't know, like, what you've just experienced, because, like, there's so many weird things that kind of unfold scene to scene. And they ease you in to the point where you're like, okay, that's not too messed up. Like, everything, is still okay. Everything's okay. Then another thing happens, and you're like, okay, that was a little weird. Then another fucking thing happens, you're like, okay, now this is getting really fucked up now. Like, I'm telling you, by the time you leave that film, like, it's an experience, man. I've not been affected by something like this much. Like Hereditary, you remember how much I loved that movie? I was raving about it.
Yeah.
This one is an even better film, but I have to watch it again. Like, I may even watch it again if you watch it for the first time, because I was like, I don't know, man. Like, it just
blew you away.
Yeah, it just did a number on me. Like, I felt something like leaving that film. Like, and not necessarily good things. I just, like, it really affected me. Like, it was just really, really fucked up, man. Like,
I'm gonna fucking have to go and watch it after this, because
bro,
I'm not. Like I'm gonna have to just go home.
Guys, listen to me. Watch that fucking movie if you've not seen it. Midsommar. You gotta go to the theater. Like,
give it a 2 thumbs up.
Yeah,
I don't know yet because that's why I only have 1 thumb there.
The other one I watched is the Quentin Tarantino Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which is kind of getting roasted by a lot of people. I haven't
seen it yet, man.
Good film.
You know what it is? It's because I watch a lot of TV shows. That's my problem, man. And to sit down for 2.5 hours to watch a fucking movie is a bit of pain in the ass. For some reason, I can sit down for 2.5 hours and talk to you, or I can sit down for 2.5 hours and watch TV shows.
Right.
But I can't sit down for the movie for 2.5 hours. It's got to really catch my attention.
Right.
Right. And if it doesn't catch me within the first 5 minutes, like that one did,
yeah,
then I'm not gonna. Like the Midsommar, I'm not gonna. Like I actually caught my attention within the first 5 minutes, regardless of if it's not part of the film or whatever. It caught my attention, and it makes you want to keep watching. That's what it needs to do. It needs to drag you in the beginning, just like everything, right? Everything
well,
needs to drag
I was about to say,
beginning.
if you watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, you might fall asleep then, because it was a very different Quentin Tarantino film, and I think that a lot of people were upset by it, myself somewhat a little bit included, because
he'll make it up.
Because we even talked about it on this show. The movie was supposed to be. The thing everyone heard that the movie was based on is the time in Hollywood with these characters, but it was around the time of the Manson murders.
Yeah.
That has a very small part of the film.
I knew that. I read an article about that. It does have a small part in the film, because it really was only a small part in Hollywood, really. I mean, it took one person, and that was it.
Right.
They're not going to make him popular for no reason.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But kind of like how the... did you ever watch Inglourious Bastards or Django, any of those other movies?
Django.
Those movies, like, or alternate history takes, essentially.
And hardcore, like...
Right. It mixed in with a little bit of history, a little bit of Quentin Tarantino's takes on history. Fiction, yeah. This movie played around the same way. Like, it had a lot of actual, like, factual, like, stuff that had happened in Hollywood, including the Manson thing, including some movie things, some things about actors that he kind of worked into the film.
Yeah.
Spaghetti Western. This is, again, he's obsessed with Westerns the last 3 movies. Django, fucking Hateful Eight. Now this one again has a big thing. I didn't like that one as much. Listen, I
wasn't a Django, but it was good.
Right, but that's the thing. I like all of Quentin Tarantino's work. I learned to appreciate it for what it is. But this one, a lot of people really didn't like this Once Upon a Time in Hollywood because it's
weird.
Because it's kind of like he's jerking off the whole movie. Like he's literally like it's about things it's like a movie he made for himself. He's not catering to the audience at all, and that's good and interesting if you know where Quentin Tarantino is coming from with some of this stuff. Okay. But as a film and as a story in itself, it's kind of pointless. Like, that's what so, like, I'm trying to be critical of it, even though I enjoyed watching it. I'll tell you, the person who put in the best performance out of everybody, though, Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt, I haven't seen that guy in a movie in a while. Like, he does a lot of producing now. He doesn't really do a lot of acting.
Yeah, he's full of fucking money now. These guys. They don't have to do nothing.
But this guy brought it in this film. He was the best guy in the film. Like, he kind of was like, he was playing like he
becomes his character.
Yeah, he was great in this film, man. He honestly was the best thing about this film is Brad Pitt.
Wasn't Leonardo DiCaprio in this one too?
Yes.
You think he wasn't as good either? He's good.
I love Leonardo DiCaprio. He was great in this film as well. Yeah. But Brad Pitt did a better job than Leo in this. For me, and that's the thing. Like, I always think Brad Pitt just plays himself. Like, I know he gets into certain characters, but Brad Pitt is Brad Pitt. It's hard to, you know what I mean? But in this film, again, he kind of, I guess, was playing like a Brad Pittish type character. He's supposed to be his stuntman, Leo's stuntman in this film.
So basically, you just have to be him, really.
So, but he was great in this. Honestly, he was the best thing about the movie.
I'll have to check it out. I don't know.
I just don't think it didn't work as a story. Like, it kind of, by the end of it, you're just like, it kind of seemed a little pointless. Like, it was fun spending time with these characters. It was great performances. Like, it was great seeing Leo and Brad Pitt on the same screen.
Yeah.
Some of the things were really cool about it, but it kind of just went nowhere. It was just kind of like, it even brushed up against the Manson story, but it didn't really give you the whole everything about it, like, as you thought, like, you might have got, like, with this film. That wasn't the case. So I don't know, I have mixed feelings about it. I need to see it again, but I liked it. I didn't leave the theater being like, well, that was a piece of shit. Some people did that I talked to. They didn't like it, but I just think that he does have better films. Yes. Did it work as a movie, like a narrative, like a story? Not really. No, it was just a bunch of interesting scenes and characters.
Depending on how you like movies, right? If it's supposed to be kind of basically the document, loosely based on what it was like back then, it should have some sort of, content and a little bit better than probably what you thought. Right?
That's what I mean. It didn't work well as a movie, I think.
Okay.
It worked. I think
to each their own, right? We'll still have to see, right?
Somebody brought up a good point. Yeah, I'd like to hear what you think about it. But somebody brought up a good point to me. They're like, I think that Tarantino now is at the point in his career that he's just got yes men around him. People are like, oh yeah, this is great. This is like, you know what I mean? Like,
okay. We're gonna sell you
Tarantino. It's Tarantino. You can sell the movie based off his name.
And then you have fucking four actors in there that have huge names,
right?
So always
that want to work with him, right? So like, who's gonna say no to any of that? So he basically, it seemed like he kind of sat back and it's like, okay, I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do this. Maybe didn't think how well it would work for the audience.
Yeah.
As a film.
Yeah.
And then that's basically what it felt like. Like, honestly, that is what it felt like a little bit to me. Like, it was just kind of like, yeah.
These guys just threw it out there because it's him. Right.
Like, here's a bunch of things I like and I'm interested in.
Yeah.
So let's put a bunch of scenes about a bunch of random shit in this film.
Yeah.
And, I enjoy these characters, so I'm going to write some great dialogue like he always does for these two characters, Leo and Brad.
Yeah.
And we'll see we'll throw everything at the wall and we'll see what sticks. I think in the end,
That's how it did it?
That's how it felt.
Okay. I mean, yeah. So, everybody, after you watch a crazy movie like the first one there, and then, I don't think any other movie's going to come close, right? I mean, the only thing I was watching some stupid movie the other day with just because Woody was in it.
Yeah.
Woody Harrelson, right?
Yeah. He's great.
But it was that whole Sarah Palin thing, how stupid she was. That McCain, when they were running for him and Obama were running for fucking president. It was an older one.
Yeah.
She's such an idiot, dude.
Sarah Palin.
Yeah.
Well, the real Sarah Palin.
Yeah,
yes,
when she
absolutely.
started talking on her own, she's a fucking doorknob, bro.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. But I loved his acting in that one too.
Well, McCain blames her for losing because,
dude, if the movie had portrayed anything the way it was, it was her fault, man.
Because I don't know if he publicly blamed her, but he was obviously upset because he aligned himself with her as his running mate, and she was a fucking moron.
Yeah.
But then I remember when that stuff started coming out, did they talk about how some people were commenting they just thought she was hot? Because remember when Sarah Palin came out in the news?
A lot of times that's what it was, right? Because
they're like, "Whoa, check out this piece of ass!" Like,
people
were just impressed because she's a politician, right?
Yeah.
So
but she wasn't listening to her campaign manager, nothing like that. And Woody was the campaign manager.
So that would be interesting.
Man.
What movie is this?
Fuck, man.
You have to look up. You have to check your stats on that one.
Yeah, I just started watching. I walked in when my dad was watching it, and I said, you know what, I'll sit down with him. Funny thing is, you got to watch movies with him with subtitles on. So it's not subtitles, but the caption at the bottom.
Is he going deaf?
Yeah, dude. So he can't hear high pitch. So I go, how do you read and watch a movie at the same time? You know how hard that is? I can't do that. Read and watch the movie at the same time.
I know, we can barely record a podcast and a YouTube video at the same time. That's why
I haven't picked up my phone yet, guys, because usually you guys don't see me doing it, but I'm looking at my phone trying to, figure it all out.
Game Change, the film is called.
Game Change.
Yeah.
That's the one. Yeah.
2012.
Yeah,
so it was like right around the time that was going on. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but no. Then apparently he's in a new movie too.
Dramatization of the bruising 2008 presidential campaign starring Julianne Moore. Oh, she played Sarah Palin. She's great. She's good. She does. Yeah, I like Julianne
the guy
Moore.
that played John Kane looked like him too, eh?
Yeah.
It was pretty. They all looked pretty good. Pretty similar,
the chick Sarah Paulson's in it. I fucking hate her. The one from American Horror Story. Who did she play?
I can't remember.
I don't like her.
Dude. She played.
Oh, is Ed Harris John McCain? Oh, he is. He's good.
Yeah, it was Ed Harris.
Yeah,
I knew the character.
I kind of want to watch this now. Ed Harris is good. Yeah, I like Ed Harris. He was really good in Westworld. Did you watch that first season of Westworld?
Westworld? No, I never watched Westworld. My dad wanted me to get into that, but that's one of those ones I just never got into.
I fell off in the second season, like a lot of people did, but I heard if you stick with it, it sticks the landing. But at the start of it was kind of fucked. Like it was really confusing, and I was like, I watched like 3 episodes, and I was like, I'm done with this.
I'm just trying to find it because I'm pretty sure he's coming out in another movie. Look at this fucking. I'm trying to go through his list of movies that he's been in.
What, Woody Harrelson?
Yeah, dude.
He's in a lot, man.
Holy fuck.
He's had a great career since playing...
White Man Can't Jump.
Well, yeah, that was one of his earliest...
one of the starters.
Since playing Woody on Cheers, he's had a great career.
But after that, man, yeah, it was just. But there apparently he's supposed to be in a new movie coming up, and I know it's. Oh, he's going to be in the Venom movie, obviously, but there was something else he was supposed to
Carnage.
be. Right?
So how about that Eminem tweet? Do you want to comment on that a little bit?
That was a little weird, eh?
So Eminem, guys, for anybody who doesn't know, like Eminem isn't somebody who actually tweets out his own like comments on things. Like he's not somebody who's like an internet guy. He said as such. The only times you ever see Eminem tweeting, and who knows if it's actually him, and maybe somebody who just works for him, it's basically just publicizing his stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
that's basically.
Check out the website. We're selling T-shirts, or hey,
doesn't even have to.
Bodied, the movie is out. Yeah, exactly. So like, hey, I'm going on tour, things like that, right?
I've never seen Body too, and that's what I want to see. But you got to get it off YouTube, unfortunately, and you got to pay for it. So it's a little different.
Yeah.
Right.
So the other day he put out a tweet that said, "Hey, you know, people think they want this problem till they get it, and everyone
could be herpes." No, could be a girlfriend. Could be anything. Right? Could be anything.
Oh, the people started speculating. People started speculating on the internet, and they said, you know, hey, what?
I love you, Em. I'm sorry.
Who? Listen, I think it's gonna be you now. He's gonna put out a diss against you.
That's
Whole
it.
fucking album dissing Jay. Hey, you think a little podcast is good? Kiss my ass.
With the herpes of your ass. I don't know. Fuck. Sorry, man. Go on. Sorry. I went off track with that one. Go ahead. It's because I turned this way a little bit better.
I'll kick your ass faster than a fucking can of whoop ass. I'm a harasser.
Niko came up with those lines in his head. Perfect.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, go on. What do you think? Who do you think he's talking about?
Now I just want to rap like Eminem the whole time. No, I think he's talking about Lord Jamar. If anybody's been seeing any of this shit that's been going down there, Lord Jamar, this dude, he put out a lot of statements, I guess, over the last little while, kind of basically talking shit about Eminem, saying like, you know, black people don't like your music, we don't play it, we don't support you, I'm not really into your shit, like you've never done anything for our culture, this kind of bullshit, right? Like a lot of statements like this, to the point this past week, Royce actually got online and he made a fucking statement basically saying like, don't make me like you have to whoop your ass over like what you're saying right now, like about Eminem. And you know, Royce doesn't fuck around. I love Royce. Whenever Royce says something like that, like even
something comes out.
Yeah, like he doesn't just throw empty threats out there. Like something's gonna follow if that is the case. Like that guy's like, you know, he's been around a long time. He's well respected. He's a you know, a really good lyricist. Like he's
a real hood.
Well, he's known Eminem like his whole fucking life, like since he was like, you know, teenager probably, right?
Yeah.
So like he's not gonna take that lightly, the shit that he's been saying, and it's
for sure.
And you know, it's not that he's just saying it to like that clown, what's his name? That YouTuber, that fucking I forgot the guy who does those videos, but he's shitty. DJ Vlad, that's his fucking name.
Yeah, Vlad.
So DJ Vlad, he went on DJ Vlad, and DJ Vlad has a long history of just fucking stirring shit up amongst like these people. Like he gets people on the couch, he throws out controversial stuff, people respond to it, it goes viral, and this guy is like a shitty journalist. Like he called himself a journalist years ago, and like he is not a journalist. Like he's basically just someone who likes to stir the pot and get people on the couch there and basically get views and clickbait bullshit off of it. Yeah. And that's what I mean. So he continually went back to this guy. He even had Conway on the show and on the couch talking about shit, and Conway the Machine, who just put out a song with Eminem, he told him what Lord Jamar said to him, and Conway just laughed and he's like, well, yeah, listen, I mean, that may be true. Yeah, he's like, not a lot of black people probably do listen to M, but that doesn't really take away, you know, his skill level or anything he's done. Like he basically, he didn't like diss him, but he basically said, he's like, yeah, one thing doesn't have to do with the other. Yeah. But it seems that this Lord Jamar keeps pushing it, like he keeps bringing it up.
Yeah, because he wants to see.
He wants to get his name out there. It seems like
he just maybe wants to see. He's just stirred it up to get. Remember, Conway's coming back out too with an album. I'm waiting for that one to drop. Not Kanye, Conway the Machine. So I'm waiting that. Who knows? It could be in intense anticipation for everything, dude. I have a feeling it's going to be. It's been a great summer for music so far. Right? Look, I mean, that tweet, I believe that still he's saying something towards, it's like he's making the diss to everybody who's said, you want this.
I just think for someone who doesn't tweet and to actually say something, a song is not far away. If that is who he's aiming it at, if it is going to be at him,
even
I
an
could
appearance on a song. He doesn't need to go on a whole song. You even said it before. That he doesn't need to do a whole song now, man. He just has to go on an appearance. He's at that point, that level where he doesn't need to do a whole...
he'll just call up Sway. He'll just call up Sway and do a fucking interview with him like he did last time when he was basically, as the album dropped, Kamikaze, he was just talking shit about all the people that... And he said, I don't even want to put a song out there against, what's his name there, MGK.
MGK too.
Around that time, because he didn't want to blow him up more than he kind of had to at that point. But he basically
made him take a step back, I think.
Yeah.
It's
like all the people that are responding to Joe Budden. Somebody responds to Joe Budden's shit talk every other day. Sway Lee just fucking talked shit about him the other day because he went on his podcast and he called some new song he came out with Drake a piece of shit. He said that was a shit song. But now as he's a media man, all these artists get sensitive when you talk about not enjoying their stuff. But
who called who out on that one?
Joe Budden went on his podcast recently and said that Sway Lee has a song out with Drake right now and basically called it a piece of shit song. And Sway Lee then got on a video and responded to his comments.
Okay.
I don't think he directly dropped his name, but he was talking about him because he was talking about people talking shit about the song. Yeah. And whenever that happens now, people are responding to a lot of the things that he says on his podcast. I mean, we even had that Nicki Minaj interview where she shut down everybody on the show. They went on Queen Radio. You watched that. Yeah. Nicki Minaj, who Joe Budden has had a lot of opinions about over the last year or two on his podcast, right?
That was crazy, yeah.
She invited him on Queen Radio, knowing, I'm sure, that would get a lot of views and this and that. And she went on his platform, vice versa. They're helping each other out.
Exactly.
Now that she has this radio station, Queen Radio, I think it's on Sirius or something, like one of those radio station satellite, and he went on there, and she basically threw him out the fucking studio. Like, he got escorted out. They cut off his mic. Like, his boys were sitting there. They had to continue the interview, like, because he wasn't backing down. Like, he was like, you know what I mean? Like, she kind of went in on him, and he was trying to rebuttal, and she wasn't hearing it. She just fucking cut his mic off, threw him out of the studio.
So the following day, I mean, she talked half decent the next day
on his show. Yeah,
because I mean, he could have done the same thing there. He could have cut the mic off.
Right.
He could have made her look really bad.
Right. Well, but she's a big star. He's not going to do that. You know what I mean?
He thinks he's
influenced her.
He's influencing people by talking about that.
Right.
Her and about we're talking about the drugs.
I didn't disagree with some of her comments. I actually thought some of them were well put. She said when you put something out there and you're someone that people respect or people that listen to you, it becomes
on the it
becomes fact. It becomes fact all of a sudden because you got people like us now talking about it.
Yeah, but regardless if it's fact, it's still out there.
That's what I mean. But that's what I'm saying. It becomes fact because now you got people talking about it, and whether or not the origin of it turns out to be it was true or not. Mm-hmm. Now it's just you got so many people talking about something that somebody else said. It just becomes the real thing. It just becomes like now that it's real. Like now,
and then everything can come out of it. Little skits, little fucking snippets, little this and that people put out right when they hear stuff, especially on a big podcast platform like that, right? All right, so now we're back, and I still can't remember what the fuck I wanted to ask you, but we're back with a special guest, and it's Peter from the Hood. No.
It's Peter from the Schwa.
What's going on, boys? What's going on, everybody?
Yeah, not much. How you doing? Quick question. I wanted to ask.
Yeah, good, man. Same old, I got tomorrow off work, so it's even better.
Nice, me too. Fucking right, man.
You gotta start at fucking 7:30. Lucky you guys. You ever rolled down that hill in the backyard of your house, bro?
Have you ever taken a tumble there, Pete?
Just wondering.
Maybe. When the grass is wet, man, it happens.
Oh, fuck, man. I wish I could see that. Sorry, dude. I was talking to Niko about that. I was like, I always wondered if that backyard, for somebody that rolls down hills pretty often and falls, he's got a pretty steep backyard, right?
For a guy who rolls down hills pretty often.
Well, I mean, dude.
Little inside joke for our viewers there.
Rolled down like 3 hills, bro.
Calm down, man. I've only fallen down like 4 hills.
Yeah. That's 3 more than me.
Come on, Jay. Like, jeez.
Yeah.
Come on. So,
thanks for calling in again, P. Always being coming on the cast here and being supportive. Unlike some people.
Yeah. Did you see my comment on your YouTube?
I did. I was dying. Yeah.
I didn't see it, man.
When I seen that, like when that part happened, I was dying, I was laughing so hard.
You made a comment about just Jay didn't see it. So basically, Lewis, there's a part where you said something about what was it, P? Like you said something about being gay with somebody, and
yeah, you guys were talking about that little Nas X or whatever, and however it came out. But Jay, you're like, if your buddy was gay, would you watch? And then there was like a pause for a second, and Lewis, he's like, "Would I watch what?" He got like on the defensive. It was so funny, man.
I remember that one.
Yeah, did you like that YouTube video there? I mean, it's a little rough. It was cut in 2 parts. It's the angle was a little off like that. So we're trying to get used to it, right?
You'll get to check out.
It was good, definitely for the first kick at the can. I think it was good.
Yeah, we're kind of learning as we're going. This YouTube shit, man. I know you're down with all these YouTubers. Like you watch a lot of this shit. Like all these guys got like professional setups and stuff. We're trying here. We're learning as we go. But I don't fucking know anything about this YouTube stuff, right? So it's
well, you got to start somewhere, boys, right? Like you got to start somewhere, man.
I was asking Jaden for fucking advice. That's all that it was. It was for 14, and he's 14, giving me pointers, man. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that's what they.
That's
know.
people
that's
you want to talk to. Yeah, exactly.
That's the demographic, right?
That's right. Yeah, you guys got to get on that, man. You got to, appeal to the children, man.
Yeah. Become professional fucking influencers and fucking we can quit our jobs all of a sudden and just fucking make money millions off of YouTube. I wish.
We don't hide behind video games.
Apparently, you get $2 for every $2 for every 1,000 views.
Oh wow! So let's keep clicking. No.
Really? That seems like not much, but for these people that have millions of views, that's a nice payday per video, right?
Well, that's it.
Yeah, per video.
Well, yeah, no, it's your total views on your channel.
Right.
So, like, if you have 30 videos and then you have, 100,000 views on all those, like, total, then $2 per thousand.
YouTube cuts that check, though, right? Like, they're the ones that's not bad, man.
No, it goes toward, it probably goes towards your account if you need, if you have that upgraded account or whatever, something like that, It's not crazy.
Yeah, well, you if you were started getting that big, I'm sure you would sign up with them as a content creator.
Well, yeah, you can add.
You'd have some kind of account, right?
Yeah, because some people get paid by YouTube, like directly for being a person on YouTube. Like there's like YouTubers that, exactly, content creator person, right.
Yeah, my buddy at work, his son does like still kind of motion movies with like toys and action figures, like for kids.
That's awesome.
And he got a $9,000 check from YouTube.
Get the fuck out of here!
That's a lot of views, dude.
Yeah.
Holy shit! Good for him. Well,
you know what?
That's off to
but he's made lots of them. Maybe he's made like 20 of those movies. I wish I could shout out his channel, but I don't know the name of it. But
right.
All right, just let us.
Yeah.
know.
Anyway, so the money's there, eh, boys? So
I wish he can shout out our channel. You let him. Never mind. You tell that kid to shout out our channel.
Well, we got enough action figures in here.
We
could do still night things too. Me and Niko, we could play war with each other with all these little fucking figurines. We could play the Walking Dead.
Yeah. Extreme game of Risk. Baby, you gotta get in on that fucking Risk cast. Risk YouTube.
Yeah, I'm down. If you guys want to run a Risk YouTube, man.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
That'd be a really good idea.
We do the hockey pool, all that stuff. We should put it on YouTube, man.
We could do the draft for sure. That would be a good idea too.
Hey, what do you think about my videos? Speaking of the draft.
Oh, the Lambeau Cup videos.
I like all your Lambeau Cup stuff, man. That's perfect. You got to do more. You got the streets talking, man. We need more.
I woke up to these videos that day. I'm like, this guy's fucked. He's like, hey, I got
No, my brother goes to me. He goes, because I showed it to him the night of, right? And he was drunk that night. And the next day, he seen him again in the morning. And I get a message from him saying, how fucking high were you? Right? Those fucking people must have thought you were crazy.
Pretty fucking high, man.
Do my thing.
It was awesome. And I wasn't angry.
No, that's awesome, Jay. Keep them coming, man. Keep them coming.
I turned to today, P to him on the show today. I'm like, man, that's the best fucking thing you ever did. That's including everything you've done on the cast here. I'm like, what are you doing? This Lambeau fucking Cup video. I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah,
that was some good content.
No, I want to see you take that thing to McDonald's, get a Big Mac, take it out for breakfast.
That's my late. Oh, those girls at McDonald's would think I was nuts, bro. It's a bunch of ghetto chicks at McDonald's. They're at the one at Weston and 401. Could you imagine that, bro?
P, let's bring up some of the hot topics in the streets here for you since you called in. You gotta get your comments. He's like, oh no, oh god. How about that fucking Popeye's chicken sandwich there in the States? I'm thinking of driving over there somehow and getting one of those bad boys.
What the fuck was up with
Bro,
that?
people are going
Taking
crazy.
a trip down to Buffalo.
Yeah, people
Why?
are going crazy because it's like a new crazy chicken sandwich. Like it's apparently they're like trying to take over the chicken sandwich game, bro. Like you couldn't even find one. They were sold out everywhere apparently recently.
I think like they're just sold out now in general. Like you just can't get one anywhere now.
Yeah, we don't have it here in Canada, but they released some new fire ass chicken sandwich. Apparently, it's got like a pickle on it and some like some awesome stuff.
Chicken?
No, apparently, well, people were hating on the pickle, but I bet you it complements the chicken pretty well.
Oh, please, compliment
I don't know. I'm
the
down.
chicken.
I'm down.
You know the memes, right? All the Chick-fil-A memes.
Right. Yeah. So then and
Compliments.
then on the social medias, Wendy's was getting involved, going at it with Chick-fil-A. They're trying to like push Chick-fil-A out of here, right? They're like, get the fuck out of here, Chick-fil-A.
Well,
And Wendy's like, oh, we've already had the best chicken sandwich. And all of a sudden, it was like a chicken sandwich war going on. It was crazy.
and yet McDonald's still undersells all of them.
Following that.
Yeah. No, that's what I was gonna ask you. Like, what are your like top 3 chicken sandwiches, P? Let's get that on the record. Like, what are
There's
no?
only 3.
Whoa.
Yeah, like what are some fire ass chicken sandwiches here in Toronto? Like I would say like that one at St. Lawrence Market. That's a pretty that chicken parmesan. That's a bomb.
You guys go around tasting chicken sandwiches?
Bro, I love chicken sandwiches.
Yeah. Well, you know me, like California's, that's the number 1 spot, right?
That's
For
true.
veal, chicken.
The one
like,
in
I think
Little Italy,
California,
though, right?
And the Dundas location on Clinton.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I can get with that.
But even the Scarborough, even that Scarborough
None of them are the
location,
same
Ward in
anymore.
Eglinton, that one was fire too.
That one was pretty good. Yeah.
None of them are the same anymore.
And then I got Wendy's, like they do have a fire chicken
That
sandwich.
is a
I
good
agree
chicken
with that.
sandwich. Yeah. That's what to say. That was
Like
on my
that
list.
spicy chicken,
Yeah.
that's a fire sandwich.
You know, all these people are firing out their top 50 rapper lists. I'm fucking firing out the top 3 chicken sandwich list, bro. I'm like, this is what I'm
Yeah.
Wait, what about
Look,
Popeyes?
I'm excited. You got me involved here, man.
What about Popeyes?
California's one, and then like Wendy's, and I gotta do McChicken.
Yeah.
Like, McDonald's
Well,
is classic, right?
Yeah, I think that's at the bottom, but for sure, McChicken is a classic. Yeah.
What about spicy KFC and spicy fucking Popeyes?
The Zinger's not bad. That's true.
They used to have the
Honestly,
actual
I've
chicken.
had bad experiences with Popeyes. Like I don't really fuck with Popeyes at all.
Really? Oh
Like,
yeah,
the few
that's
times I've had it,
right.
I've gotten sick.
You
and
got
stuff
sick
like
that
No,
one
I
time. That's right. We went to the fucking like Thorncliffe one time. This guy,
No wonder.
Yeah, ghetto ass Popeyes.
Yeah, I
bro.
was just gonna say, no wonder, man.
this
Fuck.
guy was mad sick for like 2 days from that fucking chicken.
Yeah.
That's true.
Like, really?
He was so excited about the chicken too. He fucking ate it all,
Yeah,
The next
yeah.
day he's just out of commission.
Oh, man.
Worst mistake, man.
You know what? I can't do that shit anymore.
So,
man.
yeah.
The greasiness anymore. It doesn't work for me.
Wow, I'm actually surprised you actually busted out like fucking 5 chicken sandwiches that are pretty good there.
I
That
didn't
was
think
pretty
there was
good.
that many, man.
He's
Funny
like top
story,
3.
yeah.
Bro, I got a top 5 right here. Top
So
5,
luckily, you
dead
know
or
me and my
alive.
chicken sandwiches, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but we don't have that one here. I mean, Popeyes does have a chicken sandwich here, but it's not the one that everyone was going crazy for. Like people,
Yeah,
people were
it's not like
jumping
those
over
new ones.
counters, fucking slapping people for
Really?
them.
That bad?
Bro, it was getting crazy.
Well, didn't you see when they freaked out when they KFC ran out of fucking chicken?
I seen.
Was it KFC that ran out of chicken that time? Because they were doing the buckets and
That's
everybody
right.
was freaking out. How
That's
you run
right.
out of chicken?
That's
Yeah, you're fucking
it. Are they out
KFC.
of chicken?
Yeah. They come
How am I
back-
gonna feed my kids?
Yeah.
P, you watch that new Power or what?
No, I didn't. Not yet. But I heard that they changed the theme song. People can't handle it, man.
It's so funny that there was such an outcry for them changing the theme song because me and
I've never
Christine, we
watched
threw it on the other day. You need to watch it actually,
Yeah, I
Jay.
gotta
I mean,
check it out.
to be honest, the last season was kind of shit, but it's like one of those like guilty pleasure shows that's kind of ridiculous. You're like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, it is ridiculous.
Everyone's running around, fucking AUSA Valdez, fucking.
You guys in your Love
You see
Island
you see mad titties though, like every episode.
Yeah,
so
there's
it's
like
worth
mad
it.
sex scenes like every episode. It's pretty
you
good
guys
actually.
in your Love Island and all that crap and Bachelorette and all that
Bro,
shit.
50 was on it.
No,
Like
I
it
know,
took
I know,
like
I'm just
yeah,
messing with you, I'm messing with you.
it's good. You'd like it.
Canaan, man.
Yeah, I can't. But now all you got is like his punk ass son, and Ghost is fucking acting like all shady on this
Yo,
first
I
episode.
don't fuck with Reek at all, man. Yo, Tyreek's a bitch.
I know. No, you need to watch this first episode then. He's kind of like, again, like, I don't even trust this kid anymore. Like, at this point, it seems like they're angling that Reek is going to take out Ghost. Like, you know what I mean? This guy's about to take out his own father, it feels like. Because, like, in this episode, they talk about how Kanan, got killed, and he has, like, his ashes. You gotta watch it. He's like, I got Kanan's ashes. And he, like, calls up Tommy. He's like, I need to dispose of these. I can't tell Ghost because he's a bitch. You know what I mean? I was just like, bro, this is this guy's son. I was like, come on. Like, yeah, he's like, he calls his dad, like, a bitch-ass N-word. I'm like, bro.
Yeah, I could probably call my dad.
Does he really? Yeah, that's fucking jokes, right?
Yeah.
Because I've seen a lot of 50 was... They've been breaking his balls, and that it's just been going on and on.
This song is shit now. Like we turned the show on, me and Christine, the other day. And I was like, "What the fuck is this?" He's got like his new relationship, like with Trey Songz. He has Trey Songz singing it instead of the Joe version. Okay. It's bullshit now. Yeah. Like, and he got like it just sounds way shittier. Like it's not bad, but compared to the other one was catchy. Like, it got stuck in your head. Like, it was like a sing-songy kind of soul version of the song. Now it's like some fucking upbeat, like, bullshit fucking, like, in the club
after 5 seasons, I still enjoyed hearing that song at the beginning of every episode, right?
So, like, what was the...
So, I get why he wanted to change it, It's good to mix things up, but just people, they freak out. They overreact too much, I think.
Mm-hmm.
What was that post? There was something that I seen that the chick in New York goes, in New York could always fuck it up, and they have 2 different pictures of power. Like, one with a white guy, one with a black guy.
Because people are auditioning now to redo the song. Like, that's what 50 kept posting about. Like, different people now are coming forward, like, saying, change the bullshit-ass song. And 50, he eats this shit up. He's just trolling everybody because of this, right? Like,
of course.
He sees dollar signs, right? If they're talking about the show, then he's happy.
It's money in the bank, bro.
Good or bad, if they're talking, right?
Well, that's the funny thing with 50, because 50 has had such a on-again, off-again relationship with this show and the network and his involvement with the show. And, like, but at the end of the day, it's still making them large amounts of money. It's killing it in the ratings for that channel. It's their number 1 show stars, right?
Yeah,
so, like, there's only... So, like, you're right. Maybe he just changed the show to fuck with people, like, the song, and, like, he's just trying to elicit a response, right? Because this is, like... Because a lot of people said the last season was trash, right? So, I mean...
it just got away with people talking, like...
Right.
I was already going to watch it, but maybe if I wasn't, I would definitely be tuning in now, at least to see the new theme song and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Check it out.
So we'll see. I'm going to watch it. Next time I'm on the show, I'll be caught up. I'll be current.
Okay,
so
maybe
we can talk a little power for sure.
Yeah,
I just want to spoil it for Jay if he's never watched.
It's not a big deal. I'll still watch it anyways. But the thing is, I got so much shit on the go right now, and now that stuff's taking a break, it took a break, and I was catching up on other shit, and Netflix knows how to release stuff when other stuff on TV isn't on, and it just gets it going. And then you start binging.
You know what? Don't worry. Winter's coming fast, man. Lots of that Netflix time.
No, that's not Netflix. I usually use it mostly in the summer because all the TV shows are off for the summer a lot of the time. They go on a break, right?
I guess. Yeah, that's a good point.
So then I end up binge watching shows and series the whole fucking season, right, at the one shot. So.
And what about football, Nix? You gonna get in this football pool again, or what? Are you gonna be a fucking?
I just saw the email. Actually, I was gonna message you about it. Yeah, so I just saw the email. So yeah, I'm back in. Poolie Vet Neeks is in the pool again this year.
Poolie Vet Neeks, he's in. Nice.
Is that what your name is?
Well, one time.
Okay, that'll give you something to talk about on the cast too, right? Do a little football thing.
Yeah, I get in on this guy's football pool with his work buddies there, and 1 year. The guy sent an email because he kind of gives updates and stuff like that. And it was like my 2nd year in it, and I had like a really good week, like I won the week or something like that. And like he's like, Poolie Vet Neeks fucking won this week. I'm Poolie
Sneaks
Vet.
Away with the win.
Yeah, I was like, Poolie Vet. I'm like, bro, I've been in this for 2 years. I was like, and so like ever since then we make the joke, Poolie Vet Neeks,
You guys in your football pools, hockey pools.
Yeah, Neeks is a pool vet.
Yeah, watch out.
Oh man.
So another thing, actually, since you did bring up the Lambeau Cup, Jay actually had some comments about the treatment of the cup that he came across.
Yeah, it's a little bit scratched up, bro. Tried buffing
What's wrong with that?
I tried having to buff the plastic, but obviously you can't buff plastic. Like
we'll get a little Windex or something, man.
No, it's like when you clean it, when somebody was cleaning it or something, it looks like it was like if you look at it, you'll see it. I just want to let you know. I want to let you know I just took it for a ride in the car.
I just want to, I want to let you know that it's been in the basement, like it was never been out in fucking the storms and my car, my musty ass car and shit. So I don't know what you've done with it since you got that.
He's been sleeping with me, bro.
I like that response. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna let you know." I didn't do anything to that fucking car. This guy's riding around with it in cars and God knows what.
Dropping it and shit as he gets out. Like he's all high and shit.
Dusted because it was in that same spot all the time and you fucked it up. Hey, you don't know how to dust. Fabric
Open the car door, oops, and fucking falls out and rolls down the street.
No, it had a seatbelt on.
Cheech in the Hood is smoking a bowl out of it or some shit.
Yeah.
He hasn't seen it yet.
Fucking drilled 2 holes in it and made a bong out of it.
He hasn't seen it yet, dude. That's the fucked up part. I brought it up there, I brought it everywhere else, and he hasn't seen it
yet. So, you're a fan of the Marvel...
Don't let Cheech in the Hood touch the fucking cop, man.
He's gonna smoke out of it.
Yeah, we might have to put that. We might have to put that in the contract for the Cub for the pool.
Only no, man. It's true. Like only fucking people who are eligible. Like if only the winner can touch that thing.
That's fair, actually. That makes sense. Yeah.
We don't want like his fucking black magic on it, you know.
Hey, I don't know what I was going to say there again. See, you fucked me up in your black magic.
Well, I see. But you're part of that black magic club too, aren't you, Jeff? Got your fucking fumbling now, stumbling your word.
Hey, so Pete, you're a fan of the Marvel movies. What do you think about the recent news about fucking Sony getting the rights back to the Spider-Man movies?
Well, it's bullshit, man.
Right?
Like, they're going to just ruin it. Like,
right. But do you blame them?
All the work that they've done to make Spider-Man a part of that universe. And
I love this Tom Holland kid. I love this Tom. That second movie was probably even better than the first one, man. I loved it. Did you watch the second one?
Yeah, it was really good.
Great.
Yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal.
Bro, it was fantastic. Yeah. Even Jake Gyllenhaal brought it. I thought Jake Gyllenhaal was a bad choice at first. I'm like, man, this guy's actually pretty good in this fucking movie.
He did really good. He crushed it.
Right. I love that kid.
It was a really good movie.
And now that I heard, like, at first there was talk about it, like they may have been able to use him, but now I don't think they're going to use him at all. So what are they going to do? Fucking reboot it again for like the 7th time? Man, this is bullshit.
But you didn't hear? It's going to be Tobey Maguire again.
Is that confirmed?
It's gonna be like when Spider-Man's 50.
Get the fuck out of here.
They're
gonna bring back Eric Forbett for Venom again.
That's right, yeah. You didn't hear?
That's why that's why I can't blame Sony for trying to, like, that's a big money maker for them for sure, but they don't give a shit about the fans' experience. Like, obviously everybody would rather it be in Marvel's hands. But,
well, and that's the problem,
right.
Is that, like just like you said, they're looking at it as a cash cow, and they don't care about the fans or the storytelling. And it's just going to be an opportunity to make money for them.
But that's whether you guys think that or not, man. I mean, they could be going crazy with the content after, too. They can make it better than Marvel. Who knows, dude?
I don't think so. They've had 2 other attempts.
No, that's impossible.
Yeah, they've had 2 other attempts.
Well,
and they
you learn from your mistakes, you would think, right? Like we do.
Yeah,
no.
Well, no, I don't think it's it. Here's the thing, though. I understand why they want to get the IP back, because now that they have the Venom movies, and that Venom was a huge success for them. So I can understand wanting to bring Spider-Man back into that universe as a result of the popularity of the Venom movies. I get it. But at the same time, it's like, I think they're just going to fumble it again. They're going to fuck it up, and then, maybe 5-10 years down the line again, once they've already did their most recent reboot, and they realize that they can't do anything else with it, maybe they'll sell it back to Marvel. I don't know, but it just sucks, right? Marvel had to sell them that back in, like, the 90s or some shit, because they were in dire straits. They were about to go bankrupt. And they sold away the rights to them in the Fantastic Four, and they just got Fantastic Four back now.
Yeah.
But the fact that they have the X-Men, Fox has the X-Men, and Sony has Spider-Man, like, it's really shitty, man. Like, the fact that they can't even use those.
It's super shitty.
Yeah, like, because in Marvel's hands, look at how much better of a job it does. And it's all about money. It's not about the fans. Like, obviously, everyone wanted him to stay with Marvel. They launched the first film of their new phase of movies after the last Avengers one. That was the Spider-Man Far From Home. And all the fallout from the Avengers movies was based on that film. Right?
That's right, yeah, exactly.
So like, that was the launch pad. He was going to take
over, and is he the leader of the Avengers and all this kind of shit, now he's just gone.
Right.
Yeah, forget all that nonsense. Have you seen the trailer for The Joker?
Yes!
No, I haven't seen it. There's a trailer?
It looks good.
Keep showing me. I keep seeing
it looks so good.
It does look good.
It looks insane.
Like, news articles.
Joaquin Phoenix is a fucked up guy, so when they said they were casting him, I was like, you know what? This might actually be good.
It's because his brother.
Yeah, I have really high hopes. I think it's going to be really good.
Yeah, I mean, this was the first full trailer. Up to this point, you only got teasers, and it was kind of up in the air of, like, what it was supposed to be, because the director even said, like, if you're looking for the comic book adaptation of this character, you're not going to like this movie. This is basically just, like, an original take on a deeply disturbed man who's, I guess,
That's
like
right.
a failed comedian, it seems like, and he's known as the Joker in this movie. Like, it seems like... And your boy Mark Maron was in the trailer with Robert De Niro.
Were you talking shit about Marvel?
That's right.
Lately?
Wasn't he talking shit about what?
Marvel?
No.
Or
Who?
was,
Joaquin Phoenix?
No, Mark Maron.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know anything about that.
There was something, he had made a comment about the whole Marvel and the whole marketing thing. Not the whole Marvel and the whole process of everything that's going on right now. I don't know. I gotta look up.
No, I'm not too sure. I haven't heard anything.
Once, but I haven't listened to any podcasts of his lately either, so I'm not sure.
Well, but Peter's right. It does look good. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that as well now, P. After I've seen that full trailer, it looks fucked up. Like he's got like a mental problem in it. Like he's just like he's the Joker. Yeah, but I mean like it's like
Well, it looks like dark. I feel like it kind of follows. Like the Killing Joke is like that.
Yeah.
He's a comedian and his wife leaves him and shit like that.
Which
right?
was one of the only times they tried to explain his origin in the comics, and for a while there it was canon. And he crippled Batgirl in that. Like, that's how she became Oracle.
That's right.
And he crippled
her. I remember they got upset recently, maybe within the last couple of years, about the cover. He's got the gun to her head and she's all tied up.
Yeah.
And they made them change the cover to that.
Yep. Yeah, that was, because they were doing, like, nods to classic comic book stories, and they released a new comic book with a cover that basically was showing him, because he rapes her, He rapes her, and he makes her disabled in the Killing Joke story. And
fucked up,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And that's a comic?
Yeah, it was a dark comic for its time. It was by Alan Moore. He wrote Watchmen, like the Watchmen movie. Like he wrote that comic. Anyways, but I love the Killing Joke. Like it's actually one of the best Joker Batman stories like there is, because it's basically. They said at the start of it, like one of these days, like one of us is gonna kill the other one. Like they that's how they started off the story, and the story is essentially about one bad day can flip somebody and turn you into the Joker. Like that's what it was trying to show you.
Turn you into a serial killer.
Right, but that's what it was essentially telling you. Though all you need is one bad day, and at the end of the day, Batman and Joker aren't too far apart. They're too different from each other. Oh. Because like that, he had one bad day and he turned into a fucking Batman.
One knows how to do his makeup good, and one doesn't.
Exactly.
Sorry, that's right. Hey, so did you hear about the new Death Row game that they're coming on, the new board game?
No, Death Row?
Yeah, Death Row's new board game, man.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I heard they got bought by Hasbro, bro.
Hey, you imagine that, dude?
Yo, I'm looking forward to those Death Row Hasbro figures now, man. Those action figures.
Power Rangers are about to drop the hottest mixtape of 2020, boys. Just hold on, man.
I'm telling you, man. Snoop Dogg's gonna have Peppa the Pig.
The opening track, it's morphing time, man.
He's gonna be singing for Peppa Pig, man.
Bro, I can't wait till that action figure comes out of Suge Knight dangling fucking Vanilla Ice off the balcony.
That's right, yeah.
Holding the gun and shooting somebody, like he's holding the gun at Tupac's head.
Think of the possibilities.
You can get Snoop Dogg with opposable fingers that can throw up gang signs.
Or get out of handcuffs. I wonder if he comes with a get out of jail free card.
Yeah, that was a weird
I can imagine the commercial. You can throw up 7 different gang signs.
We're saying no.
Hey, all of a sudden my phone heard that, so maybe it's gonna go. It's gonna be.
I know what Olivia's getting for Christmas. That's Suge Knight.
I don't know if you read into the actual news story though. It's really weird. They bought into a bigger company who bought out Death Row Records rights. Like
That's
in like the 9 or maybe like 10 years ago or so, they bought their catalog essentially, this other company, and so Hasbro bought out this $1 billion company, and that was part of the deal. So they made
3 billion lira.
Right. So and they had bought Death Row for like $300,000 or something at that time, and like
it was $4 million still at the time.
Oh, was it $4 million? Oh, I thought.
So do they get like all of pop music and all of that Dre stuff?
Yeah, they own their whole catalog. They own their own catalog. They can essentially now they may not do anything with it. If they were smart, they would probably flip it to somebody else.
Yeah, they just keep it too. It's too big of a name to get rid of.
Drake will buy it.
Yeah.
Well, it's too big of a name to get rid of, dude. it's made too much of an influence in the culture.
No,
and
but
history.
but it's just a bad look on their company. You know,
Hasbro.
again,
You know what? Entertainment One.
No, he's right.
Company,
One
man.
only had
Suge Knight's like literally murdered people. Man.
Dude, but this is one of their ways they were talking about bringing. They wanted to bring some, because Entertainment One bought it over, thinking they were going to cross over into the U.S. market in terms of music, right? Going through Death Row Records and stuff like that. But I think, to be honest with you, it's just they still gonna keep it. It's gonna be in the background. It's not gonna be. That's all you were gonna hear is about that deal. I don't think it's gonna be broadcast.
I don't know. I'm
know.
with P, man. That was like they were
They
the
might
most
sell it out.
gangsterous rap group of all
Hey, they
time.
might
Like
sell it
label.
out.
Yeah.
Like I don't think they want to be associated
They
with
have
that.
to
They
get the
promoted
money
like killing police
Yeah.
How are they gonna
officers
get
and
that
selling
money back?
drugs and
Yeah, but
like,
bro,
all the bad stuff.
They could easily flip that and get
Who
their money
knows,
back.
man?
What do you mean?
It's- you ever
They
see
didn't
the
even
dirtbags
buy
that
it
make
for
kid
Death Row
shows?
though. It was part of a much larger deal. It was basically like, I want all
Yeah.
of this. Yeah, you know what? And we'll throw in Death Row Records. Why not? Just throw it in
They
there.
were
That's all
going
it
there
was,
filing
right?
for bankruptcy already at that point.
Right.
This is
Yeah.
when he was
well,
going
Suge
to
Knight.
jail,
Yes, he was
yeah.
going to jail. Yeah, exactly.
So I mean, and I think everybody was out of it already too. It's just his now.
Right.
So everybody was over. But that's still a small company. It was still a sub company of Interscope, wasn't it?
I don't. Oh yeah, towards the end it was. That's right.
Yeah.
Jimmy Iovine had his hands in that. You're
For a
right.
bit,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
gonna
yeah,
bounce
That's
around
right.
again.
Yeah. He's actually the one who paid the money to get what's his name out of jail there, Snoop, I think, wasn't it? Yeah, that's right.
It was a big whole fucking thing. That was
right.
crazy back in the day.
But yeah, P. I know we had you on for a little bit here. Just a couple last things here. I don't know. Is there anything you wanted to mention before we get into these last topics here with you? Anything you wanted to bring
No,
up?
nothing. Yeah. Thanks for having me on. I'm glad to be a part of it, especially now with the YouTube channel. So yeah, this is good.
Yeah, and thanks for watching it, man. I really appreciate it. I know you kind of said like, hey, if you guys are gonna do the YouTube thing, it gives me an opportunity to finally check you guys out too. So like, it's gonna open
That's
up
right.
hopefully a whole other avenue of people that kind of watch YouTube exclusively that don't listen to podcasts, right? So
Mine and Neek's smiley
That's right.
face.
Exactly. You know what? And the more platforms you guys are on, just the more likely you are to get people watching, right?
yeah, I mean we're one day at a time. We're still having fun with it,
man. I'm
and
still getting used
exactly.
to this bright light, man.
I want to see more Lambeau Cup skits. Like I want to
I
see.
was gonna almost bring it
I
down
wanna see
today,
you
but
doing
the
stuff with the
problem
cup.
was it would have been sitting right here.
Like bring it
behind
to
us.
like how you take your kid to work day. Like take the cup to work day or
Well, that's
something.
what I
you
was
know?
gonna do.
Yeah.
But I would have had to leave it inside the fucking car, man,
well,
today.
he can do it on the cast here, no problem now with the YouTube. I
No,
agree,
like
yeah.
bring it inside and like throw it in the boss's office in the back or something up on the shelves with the boys, man.
Actually, they might. Respect
He can
I'm
be
gonna
like,
say
yes,
this
now,
is the
yes.
only cup. They're all Leafs fans, so that's probably the only thing they're ever gonna see.
Anyways, on your break, like show everyone or whatever. Don't let them touch it though. Like show everyone.
Anyways, fuck
And then take
Montreal.
some pictures and put it away.
So yeah, lastly, I kind of just wanted to mention.
Anyways, I
the,
want to see more. I want to see from that Lambeau.
okay, there you go. He kind of gave you your marching orders there, Jay. You got to do that.
Don't worry, man. It's coming.
I wanted to mention we hadn't talked about it before you jumped on here. Lastly, the Jay-Z NFL deal. What are your thoughts on that? Did you hear about this, P?
Yeah, I know a lot of people are upset about it, and maybe they think he's selling out or this and that. But I feel I don't know. You
all
got to
about
start
money,
somewhere.
bro.
Someone has to get in and break into the business. I
He's a
think he's probably
billionaire
the
for
best
a
person
reason.
for it.
Right. Well,
And,
listen.
you
He's
know,
told us before. He's
Like baby steps, right?
Yeah, he's a businessman.
That's it, man.
A businessman, right? Like he says that he's about his business,
Yeah.
man. Like you know what
You
I
know
mean?
what I
Jay-Z-
like?
But that's the thing. It's because I think people are upset. Sorry, Jay, to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Go ahead in a moment there with your thought. But I just wanted to say,
Talks.
I know that Jay-Z, the problem is because he kind of pushed the narrative also with Colin Kaepernick around the whole kneeling thing. Like he did help that movement, and he did have a lot of he was very outspoken about a lot of the
I think it
shit.
was into one of his songs too.
Yeah, absolutely. He was outspoken about a lot of shit there, and I think that's why people are upset because it seems like he kind of flipped his ways and kind of got into bed with the NFL now. But if you recall, this whole time when all that shit was going on, like he's friends with Roger Goodell and all those guys. Like he was at the same time trying to change and help the movement, and I think if he feels like being involved with the NFL can actually push that agenda even more, and that's half of the reason why he said he wanted to get together with them and actually push more fair rights for the players. I believe that's the case, right? Like isn't that like why he's kind of involved with them
Well,
as well?
yeah, I think by getting involved, he's hoping to help
Right.
change things. And and maybe some people don't believe it, and they just think he's trying to get money and whatever. But I honestly think, he's going to try and get in there and help promote change, right?
Change what, bud?
I mean, why wouldn't he? Of course, he's trying to make money. At the end of the day, he's a businessman. This is a business. He wants to make money, but I'm sure he's also going to try to do what he can to help, right?
Yeah, but what are you gonna help?
Well, have you not paid attention to things that have been
going
on?
I heard him talking with all the owners, and the one thing I respect about that guy is he's not. He's very intelligent, but when it comes to talking, he doesn't have the talk. The words that the way he makes it sound, he makes it so you understand.
He's a hustler,
bro.
Understand.
Exactly. But he makes it very. The way he tells it is, if you could picture it in your head, like he can tell you. He said last year he could tell you what he did. There was 365 days, and he goes, I can tell you what I did every day. If you can't tell me what you did every day, then you're wasting your time.
Yeah, well, there you go. I mean, fucking guy's not a billionaire for no reason.
It's true if you really think about it.
He's great at business. So, I think that obviously, it is about money as well. But I don't think that he can't do both. And I think if he really felt the way that was that strong against his relationship with them, once he kind of gets involved with them, then he'd find a way to walk away from it. I think he has strong. Right. I don't think there's anything he's done that would tell you any differently. You know what I mean? A lot of people, again, bring up a lot of the Rockefeller business, his falling out with Dame and all that kind of shit. But that's a whole other. That's a whole other.
I've seen the interview where Dame Dash was clowning on him and shit, right?
Yeah, but again, Dame's a huge fucking hater of the shit that he's done over the years. You know what I mean? You can't really just take everything he says. But those two had those guys were really good friends. Yeah, man. So that's deep rooted, that shit. So that's what I mean. You can only take so much away from what he's gonna comment on about all that kind of shit. Right?
Yeah, it is true. It's honestly, it's all about the money, man. And
I guess we'll see, right?
We'll have to see. I mean, what's one of the biggest markets in the States, anyways? If you're gonna get into sports, football or baseball.
Right.
Right? I mean, baseball's bigger, but it's probably costs a lot more to buy a baseball team than a football team. I wouldn't doubt it. Depending on where you're buying it. If you're buying a New York or Boston team, you're not buying it. I'm sorry. You got to be a billionaire. You do have to be. You have to be a Jay-Z.
Right.
There's no fucking around. Hockey's not big.
I guess
so
we'll
much.
see, though. I mean, we'll see what he does. But I think it's an interesting move.
What's he trying to change?
Yeah, it's an interesting move.
He's trying to change the.
I'm thinking positive things.
I think it's just the optics on it are a little fucked up because people are like, here we got Jay-Z who's been rallying against them, because one of the things that he also is involved with them now is for the halftime show. The same man who refused to do their halftime show, okay, and then you got Colin Kaepernick fucking still without a job, which he commented on this whole fucking time, and now he's in business with them. So I get it.
Yeah.
The optics of it is kind of fucked up. If you look at it that way, then yeah, it's kind of messed up that he would rally against them. Yeah, this whole time, even throw the shit back in their face, saying, "I'm not performing for you guys," and now he's
up the money.
Right. But now, so it's almost as if he pushed that narrative to kind of get in there in a way, in a sense, because now they think the NFL could be like, well, if we align ourselves with Jay-Z, our black fans will come back.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah.
So. This is working for both of them. And that's what I mean. But if he gets in there, he may push a positive change, right? So that's what I mean. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, right?
Hopefully he pushes it, but I think the positive change would have came eventually anyways, because eventually they're going to have to start, they're going to have to change it anyway. Everybody's going to start kneeling, everybody's going to start doing whatever they want. It's predominantly a black sport, dude, now. Whether you believe it or not.
Well, they've already, there's no kneeling anymore. If they want to stay in the change room during the national anthem, they can stay in the change room.
Yeah, they've stopped that now.
There's no more kneeling on the field.
But I thought it's more, isn't it predominantly black now, besides quarterbacks and shit, Yeah,
I would say the NFL is predominantly black, absolutely.
So, I mean, if they all were going to protest, that half of them would be sitting there'd be nobody on the field during the anthem.
They did get affected, though. They did lose a lot of fans over the past year or two. Yes, they did.
I don't follow football as much.
Not to the point where they're in dire straits, but they did lose a lot of their fans.
Rorschach's going nuts, and he's he can't wait till football starts.
I enjoy it too.
Right? Yeah, whatever, it's 2 more weeks or something. 3 more weeks.
Yeah, September, first week of September.
It starts next week.
Yeah,
it starts next Thursday.
But that's when preseason hockey starts too, no?
No, hockey starts beginning of October.
Come on, check your stats, bro.
But spring training, like summer, like training camp. Starts in September.
Training camp will be starting up soon. Yeah.
Yeah, right. And you guys don't got no Mitch Marner.
But
still,
football,
right?
they've already been doing. They've already been playing games. They're exhibition games. They've already been
Preseason.
doing- preseason shit. So
I don't follow football. I don't know why. I just never like watching.
No, it's exciting. I really like the NFL and
Sure.
the
Looking
gambling
forward
and
to
pro
You guys
line.
like watching people tickle each other's balls from underneath their legs.
whatever that's about.
Quarterback, eh?
Saying hot while he reaches into the grown man's ass.
I didn't know where he was going with that. Yeah, that's true.
Think
That
about it, man.
I actually
And they
love that
slap
song.
each other's asses.
Rain Man.
All right, there, P. Though
that
we've
there's
kept
nothing
you
wrong with that.
long enough. Thank you for calling in. We really appreciated you having you on once again. It's always a good time. Usually at the end of our show, as you know, we do a way back playback. So we wanted to give you the opportunity to throw out a song here for us, so we can play the show out with.
Play each other out.
Yeah, absolutely. I got
That's
one. I
what
was
it
thinking, you guys put me on the spot a bit earlier before we started the recording, but yeah, knowing you guys love your Eminem, and me too. So probably one of my favorite songs I could say from him would be "Yellow Brick Road" off that same Encore album.
Wow, yeah, Eminem. No, that's not Encore. Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
It's off Encore, yeah.
That is an excellent song. Good pick for the way back. And what is that like? That's gonna be like 20 fucking years old now, right? That is a way back.
Something like that. It'd be like 2005 maybe, 2006, 2005.
Okay, so maybe
like
less than 20 years, but yeah.
Oh, yeah,
that's
for sure,
that's
man.
a good one for sure. All right, good pick, P. Well, thanks again
There
once
you
again
go,
for
buddy.
calling in, and if you guys like what you hear, if you're watching this YouTube video and you like hearing Peter on the phone here,
Yeah, read
maybe-
it back more often.
Yeah, exactly.
Drop a like, man. Don't forget to
When he
subscribe and
goes
hit
out for
that
a
bell,
cigarette.
for the notifications, man.
Yeah,
Hey, when he goes out for a cigarette, he'll come out and talk to us, guys.
we're trying to
That's
trying to get a drunk cast in the works there. I don't know if you heard. Lewis is kind of interested with the concept now, so we'll have to see what happens. What year was it? 2004.
Well,
Yeah, there you go.
2004. I think your Risk idea, and we'll have some drinks, and we'll do a live game at Risk on the YouTube. I think that would be a good idea.
I like that,
can see
yeah.
lots of laughs coming from that.
what
Because
about-
you
what
can
about
bust
that
out the
other game?
live broadcast too on this one. Yeah.
What about that other game with Cards Against Humanity?
Yeah, you can go live. Just live.
Yeah.
We'll live stream our
Fuck
game, right?
everybody up. Imagine that was live. Hey, imagine Cards Against Humanity.
This guy
Is that-
hates on that game.
You hate on that game, Peter?
Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
Why? You
I
scared?
brought it around before, and he's not a
A
fan.
fucking
Yeah.
trash ass game, bro.
You know what? You gotta be stoned, dude. They okay. Listen to this.
I like
I always
it.
said to people, smoke a joint before you play, because you know what happens. It works, man. You can, if you just know, if you're good at reading other people, you know what they're gonna say, dude. And I kicked ass in
Yeah.
that game the first time I ever played it, man.
When I brought it around the first time we were playing it with the wives, I don't think they appreciated a lot of things were being said.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah.
They gotta do it as a group, and you guys gotta do it as a group, separate.
Yeah,
So then
so
you guys could talk amongst each other and not have to worry about any of the, what you don't want your wives
But
to
yeah,
hear, what they don't
anyways,
want you to
Neeks.
hear.
yeah, Pete, thanks again.
Anyways, cut me off.
Yeah,
I
and
didn't
Jay,
hear you.
nice talking to you guys, man. Take it easy. But yeah, let me know if you want me to come back on or whatever the plans are.
For
I'll
sure,
get you
man.
some,
Thanks
spike
again for all the
shoes for your
support as
backyard.
always. This guy.
What was that, Jay?
I'll get you some golf shoes so you can walk down the hill in the backyard.
Don't worry about how many times I'm falling down the hills, man.
Pete,
Hey,
Pete
I
insult
just
him, and then
care, man.
I'll cut you off the recording. Insult him quick, and then I'll leave.
Fuck, yeah, I'll call you
No,
right
it's all
back.
good, boys. It's all love. All right, take it easy.
Later,
All
man.
right, take care, buddy.
Later. All right, that was pretty fun, guys. You guys enjoyed that?
That was awesome.
Call from P. That was good. It
Touch
was
of my face,
always
for
fun chatting to him. Of course, we're best friends in real life, and we chat to each other on a regular. But it's
I
kind
had
of
family with him, unfortunately.
yeah.
That's
Well,
awesome, man.
that's what I mean. I'm family basically with Peter.
Yeah, that's
too,
what I'm saying.
so.
You said friends, so I said I'm family. So, but yeah,
Way to
you
make
are.
me look bad.
Yeah, well, you are family, dude.
Yeah,
You've been around
we're
too long.
family, yeah, for sure.
You've
Yeah.
been around so fucking long. We might as well just change your last
Oh
name.
fuck, you know what I mean. Jeez.
We might as well just change your last name, dude. Seriously, Maswell or Rollins or something, man. Fuck.
But yeah, with that, guys, we're gonna bust out the way back playback for you guys
For
here. Thanks, Peter, for that suggestion. Yellow Brick Road.
Yellow Brick Road, guys. You ready? Hey, you gotta be careful because Eminem sued Spotify for all those fucking money.
I saw that.
All this fucking music, but no, they don't.
We're small fish, bro. We're the small fish in the pond, though. I think we're okay.
Yeah, that was big money too, bro.
But we know YouTube's right, so we won't be playing that on here. So
Yeah, we know YouTube is right.
great. We love YouTube.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We'll see you guys next time. And everybody here on the cast here that's listening to the podcast, here's the song Yellow Brick.
Again, you say Yellow Dick.
Yellow Dick.
That's what he wants to say,
Yellow Dick Road.
I don't know, dude.
Yellow Brick Road.
I think I'm sitting too close to you too much.
All right. See you guys next time.
All right. Later, guys. How many times you gonna do Yellow Dick? Yellow Brick. Yellow Dick. What the fuck is wrong with this guy?
Hey.
Oh.
Close this shit.